friends, welcome back to Homestead in a Box. My name is Leah and I'm super grateful to have you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking a lot about that green stalk right there. First, I'm going to show you all a little bit of my garden, my squashes and zucchini I'm super proud of. But we're going to be talking about how I'm turning that green stalk into a salad bar this winter. Something that is mistaken by a lot of people is that you can't grow food in the wintertime. Well, a lot of things that thrive in the wintertime are foods you wouldn't normally think of, like lettuces. So I'm going to be taking all of the squash and stuff like that out of the green stalk and replanting it with lettuces and kales, and just kind of transitioning. We're in kind of a phase of transitioning over out of the summer garden into more of the fall and winter garden, and the paces are kind of changing, and it slows down quite a bit. So first I want to show you my squash and zucchini, and then we're going to go rip that stuff out, feed it to the hogs, and then get it replanted. And I just want to take you guys along with me and talk a little bit today about how really easy it is to actually grow food seasonally, even if you don't want to attack the big summer garden. So come with me and let's get started. If you've been following along for any amount of time, you know I've struggled with zucchini, and I'm going to lift up this zucchini plant to show you how big it is. I'm super proud of it. Let me adjust my camera here because it's pretty tall. So, I am 5'9", just for a reference. Hope none break off. This is how tall this zucchini plant is. I don't know if you can see it, but so this is how big it is. It's huge. I'm so stinking proud of this zucchini plant. And I've harvested a lot of zucchini off of it. More than what one person needs to eat. Like, I've been eating zucchini with eggs, for the love of all things, eggs. While that zucchini plant is doing good, my squash plants are doing good. This one here in the middle, it's put off a couple squashes. This one here has some I need to come in and pick. And do you see that? What is that? Is that from like mold? Anybody who's grown squash, let me know what that is. I think it might be from like the moisture, but that is on my squash. Do you see that? What is that? Here's a better look at it. Do you see that? It's like fuzzy. I don't know, almost like a mold or something. You can see where there were two zucchinis growing together. But some of my squash, some of my squash that I planted in ground down by the pigs, it did the same thing. So I'm wondering if it might be like a moisture problem. I don't really know, but do you know what the problem is? Help me out if you do. Comment in the comments below and let me know what kind of fungi disease this is growing on my squash plant. Other than the fuzzy squash, lots of squash coming on there. I'll just go ahead and take you over here to my awful looking zinnia bed. They're all awful looking. Look how bad this looks. But I'm saving the seeds from them, so that's why I've let them die off. And I'm actually, I read the other day that I still have plenty of time. I have roughly 90 days before my first estimated frost. And I have some other zinnias I'm actually going to put in to try to grow before the frost hits. All of these beds this week are fixing to be turned and getting ready for winter. But today we are going to be worrying about the green stalk. All right, I'm fixing to get all of this stripped out, fed to the pigs, and then we are going to get it replanted with our salad bar. And these varieties I grew last winter, so they are verified varieties that I have grown before, so that I know that they do grow in the wintertime. I did leave a basil plant right here because today I have basil in the dehydrator. I'm actually dehydrating basil for my kitchen seasonings. Look, even if you don't grow anything, grow your seasonings. Get some oregano, rosemary, basil. A lot of those can grow in a windowsill of your home. Just a food for thought, maybe. Anyway, I have some basil in the dehydrator now. And then I found a recipe in a cookbook. It's the Jill Winger cookbook, and it is for a watermelon basil like slush, like summer drink. And so I'm actually gonna try that tonight. Normally I'm not down. It doesn't even really sound like a good combination, basil and watermelon. However, the book says it's good. I've read a couple reviews about it, so I'm gonna give it a try and I'll let y'all know if it's good. Be freezing some in some olive oil, things like that, making some pesto out of my basil. But I have a lot of basil. One basil plant puts out a lot of basil. Just another tidbit of information. So I am not going to amend this because none of what I just pulled out of there has been in there very long. I just planted that probably about maybe 40 days or so ago, and I'm just not satisfied with the way it's growing in there. So I'm not going to amend. I'm just going to kind of ruffle it up. And even it's been raining here, so it doesn't even really need to be pre-moistened, because over the last 24 hours, we've had several inches of rain. So really, we can just jump right into it. And I'm really excited to show you all these varieties that you can get on Amazon and go grab, places like that. That way you can actually get you some seeds started, because you have plenty of time. Even if you don't want to grow over the winter and you just want to get like a last little bit of crop in of something, and you just want to try it, I am going to encourage you to get on a local seed place or even Amazon. Honestly, I just purchased some lettuce seeds from Amazon this morning. I shop Amazon when I need to. There are small businesses who sell on Amazon, so I found some out of Ohio. I figure if they can grow this lettuce in Ohio, I can grow it in Oklahoma. So I did get me some red romaine and another variety. I don't remember the name, but it's a purple lettuce. So I order seeds off Amazon. You just have to do your research and make sure they're not coming from a third world country or something like that. So if it's something that you want to do, get you some seeds. I'm a huge salad eater. I eat a lot of spinach, so I'm going to be planting a lot of spinach in here. I have 2 different varieties of spinach I'm going to be showing you all, and I've grown both of them, and they're both great. And really, there's not a huge difference. It's Bloomingdale and a gigantic. It's called gigantic, and then long-standing Bloomingdale spinach, I believe. I'll be showing you the packages, but they're the exact same. First kale I'm going to be planting is blue curled Scotch kale. And look, I eat so much kale and lettuce in the wintertime, which is normally not the time you would think that you eat a lot of salads, but I do. And we juice kale. I mean, we can never grow too much kale. This winter, I would like to grow enough kale to make my own greens. Like this one is going to be kale, spinach, and I'm not planting anything in the bottom here because I do allow my chickens to free range, and anything you put in the bottom of this green stalk, it becomes chicken food. So there's just no sense in wasting seeds. Anyway, I'm just going to be dropping these seeds in there and then just kind of covering them up. Like I said, love kale. If you like kale and you want to grow something, it's super easy to grow. I did come in and kind of ruffle the rock in that. Till some of the soil. I've said this before and I will say it again. When you plant seeds, lettuce seeds, brassicas, a lot of seeds are just real tiny. These seeds are real tiny. They barely need to basically just be kind of like surface sowed. And I have to be kind of careful because I'm running low on these seeds. Doesn't take much, like you barely want to cover them. I'm going to be planting, it's a burpee lettuce salad bowl variety. I did grow this last winter too. All of these, I think I've already mentioned that I've grown. All right, we are going to be growing this salad bowl lettuce, and the same thing with the seeds. You just kind of want to sprinkle them and almost just push them down into the dirt, really. These are cut and come back again lettuces. Now, they do not, some of them don't have to be. I have one down here that is not a cut and come back again lettuce. Lettuces you can cut at the base, and I say most, a lot of lettuces you can cut at the base and they'll grow back. That's kind of how I did it last year. I didn't grow any lettuce heads. I'm going to try to this year though. I have some iceberg lettuce heads I'm going to attempt to grow. But last year, and that's the thing about lettuce growing it in the winter is you only have to plant it one time and you just go cut it and it keeps growing back. Like last year, it was just me here by myself last winter, and I had the whole entire bed planted with lettuce and kale, and I was meeting people that I have never met before to give kale away. Met a girl, a photographer in Fort Smith, and gave her some free kale because I had seen on Instagram she was on like a salad kick, and I was like, please take some of this lettuce and kale off of my hands, please. I drove all the way to Fort Smith for it, you know. Just a lot. It's a lot. A little bit goes a long way. As long as you have the patience for a garden, it will grow. You can plant the seeds and the seeds are gonna grow. You may not think that they want to, but they do. Seeds want to grow, and they're gonna thrive. It just takes patience, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't have very much of. And it's the one thing that the garden has taught me a lot about. Okay, so next I'm going to be planting this. It's Giant di Inverno spinach. And this comes from Baker Creek Seeds. Also, again, I grew these last year. I'm going to kind of move the camera down to the third tier because that's where we're at. I grew these last year. They did great. I love spinach and eggs, just regular spinach. So many things you can do with spinach. And here's what these seeds look like. They're a little bit bigger, so not going to plant as many. But I love like spinach in a can, Popeye spinach. I just love spinach. Just going to drop those in there. Work my way around. So like I said, if you like salads or anything like that, the winter time is probably the best time for you to garden. Just expect people to be gardening in the winter, but it is the best time for certain things. I had no idea when I first started gardening that it was even a thing. If you are interested in winter gardening, I recommend to you a gentleman named Elliot Coleman. He's got several books on winter gardening, and that's who I read and has taught me a lot about the things that I'm doing. Now, when you are winter gardening, you are going to have some type of a frost cover for on the nights that it might freeze. I mentioned earlier, you can purchase these green stalks. They are made in the United States, and I do have a $10 off coupon that I will put in the description down below for you. The next thing I'm going to be growing is Swiss chard. I just took some Swiss chard out of this, but the grasshoppers has eaten most of it. And I've never actually personally tried Swiss chard, so I'm looking forward to that. We like bok choy. We like all the greens. You know, we saute them, boil them, things like that. So I'm hoping that they do good. So I'm going to do a row of Swiss chard, and these look almost like stickers. I don't know if you can see that very well. Seeds crack me up, so we're going to go to the fourth tier. And not planting anything in the last one. I was hoping to plant some more spinach, but I don't think that's going to happen just yet. So I have, for some reason I thought this was 7 tiers. I don't know why I thought it was only 5. But I have everything planted. I think I might put something in the very bottom. Probably not though, because the chickens do eat it. Fixing to take these scraps down to the pigs. The pigs, this is their last couple weeks here. We do have a harvest date for them. Sad, bittersweet, but not really mad. I would never get the breed of pigs that we got this time ever again. We got Cooney and American Guinea Hog mix, and I have friends who have both, okay? And they love them. They love them. But I have yet to find very many people that have a mix between them. And it's kind of funny because what everybody loves about the Cooney, my Cooney doesn't do. Everybody loves about the American Guinea Hogs, my American Guinea Hogs don't do. They teal is what mine do. Mine teal like a normal pig teals, you know. And we have utilized them here on our homestead. They have helped me get all of these gardens ready. They have helped me tremendously on our homestead, and I am forever grateful for them. But particularly, I would never get that breed again because they take a long time to grow out. They take a year or so to grow out. These hogs are, in July, would have been a year old. So it is now time for them to go. I have no idea how much they even weigh. So that's kind of the nerve-wracking part. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me. I hope that if you have it on your heart to want to grow food, that you take the initiative and to grow some food. Get on Amazon. Go shop some seeds. You do your research, get you some seeds, grow some lettuce, grow a salad bar, have your kids start some radishes. things like that. They only take like 2 weeks to grow, you know? I mean, one of my girlfriends is growing radishes in a tub. It's easy. I will be starting more spinach inside of a spinach container that I buy spinach out of. So put your imagination to use, okay? And stop coming up with excuses of why you can't grow food, because everybody can grow food. And at first I didn't think I could either, but you can. You can grow some food if you want to grow some food, and it makes you feel good. It teaches you a few things about having a little bit of patience, makes you feel good. And whenever you're sitting down for breakfast making spinach and eggs, and both of those things came from your backyard, it's a good feeling. It's just a really good feeling. So thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me. There are a lot of you that are just really, really faithful watchers to me. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're new here and you want to learn a little bit about real life homesteading, farming, stewarding, all of that good jazz, please click the subscribe button. If you're not new here and you've been here for a while, again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I never in a million years thought I would have 220 YouTube subscribers, ever. I've got some friends that just hit 100,000, you know, and and I'm super stoked. I'm like, that is goals. So anyway, thank you all so much for allowing me to come here and to show up for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm sending you good vibes. Send some good vibes to somebody that you know, and I will see you all next time.